Lyle, you know what? As a matter of fact, it's time for you to give a prediction on this game. What do you think is going to happen this Sunday in Levi Stadium? Here come the Ringhounds. What's going to happen?
Oh, man. You know what? Again, if we can pull the ball away a couple of times, I think we're going to beat whatever point spread is out there. I haven't looked.
It's double digit, I'm sure.
But if we can turn over I'm sure it's like 10 or 12 points without looking. So if we can take the ball away a couple times, I like our chances to beat the spread.
Are you listening?
Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. As you probably noticed, if you checked out our call-ins and seen people calling from all over the place, I love it. Because we are still the Empire. We are holding together in spite of all these nasty things that are happening to us right now. Fam, I thank you for allowing me to join you to talk more 49ers football. You doing all right? Hey, we hang tough, fam. And I know each and every week of this season I have said, fam, it's only week 2. Fam, wait, did we win in week 3? No, we won in week 2. Yeah, right, we played a lot. I think that week I finally stopped saying, it's only. And by the time week 3, though, I know what happened. Fam, it's only week 3. Fam, it's only week, you know what I mean? Fam, it's only week 7. You know what, though? I got to tell you right now, fam. I'm not jumping on the reality boys bus yet. I do see some wins coming up. I don't know where it's going to come from and where it's going to take us, but I do see some W's in our future. Because, you know, just a quick look back at the last game. Because everybody's blaming Kyle Shanahan for what went down and what went wrong. And some are blaming the defense as well. But the play calling was getting questioned a lot. Why did Kyle go to the air when indeed he was doing so well on the ground? Kyle has explained that in all his pressures. I'm not going to go over that again. But you know what? What I want is for this team to become a full extension of Kyle Shanahan. I mean, if Kyle wants to throw the ball when everybody's run the ball. I want Kyle to do what Kyle wants to do. I want his troops to be excited about whatever play call he makes. I was even corrected the other day during the program when somebody said, no, CJ was not instructed to go deep downfield to Marquise Goodwin in the last inning. He was supposed to take the underneath routes. Both were available. That was his call. You know, hey, I like me some CJ. I really do like where he's growing and growing week by week. He's learning from these mistakes. He's not the kind of kid that keeps coming back out there and making the same mistakes. I look for a very excellent CJ this Sunday. The prime time that we should have been in and we won't be in. I know the 49ers are still mad about that. So anyway, let's move on from that. Let us talk about LA. So, Cal, what's up? Don't get too confident, don't get too cocky. Where you lost Cooper Kupp, right? Guess what? I gained back Dante Pettis. I like that a lot. Got plans for him. Because I know here's another thing I know. Your secondary has got a problem, doesn't it? Oh, I've been checking out on the Rams. I've been watching everything that's going on down there. I know the temperatures down there. I know when it's been cold and raining. I've been knowing everything about them. Their secondary only has Marcus Peters. Aqib Talib seems to make a huge difference in that defense. Fam, here's my point on that. At the beginning of the season, the Rams went and clowned the Raiders in Oakland. They let the Raiders score 13. They scored 33. The next game, they shut out. They did not let the Cardinals have a point. The third game, they went into Charger land and they just beat them all up. 35 points. Chargers scored 28, but here's what happened. Talib got hurt in game 3. Game 4. Vikings scored 31. The Seahawks, they also scored 31. Both teams scored 31 points. Game 6, they allowed an offense that's kind of suspect this year. They had to hold on to beat the Denver Broncos, 23-20. You see where I'm going here? You see, 31-20 on a team whose offense is not that good. I'm looking at this like this. If you do the math on it, that's 3 games, 31-20. That means they're averaging 27 points. They're allowing 27. So, fam, I do believe our offense has now gotten on track. We will score 31 points this week against the Rams. Can we defend them? Maybe not. Maybe so. But I just want to say this about that. Todd Gurley, I said 23-20, right? Now, I understand the defense in Denver is tough, but they allowed Todd to run for 200 yards. Fam, raise your hand up in the air if you got the answer. Oh, I forgot I'm not in the classroom, am I? Fam, who has gotten better against the run of late? Gurley ain't running for no 200 yards this weekend. Hey, let me say it again. Gurley ain't running for no 200 yards this weekend. If he has to run 200 yards to win a game, and I know there's some other variables that are connected to that. It was just an observation I'm making due to the fact that it seems that Gurley is the name of the game now. As I mentioned, Cooper Kupp, who's been huge for them. I mean, they got Robert Woods, and they got, they got Robert Woods, they got a couple other guys. My point being, though, I forgot. They got Cooks. I already talked about Cooks. You know what? I'll get back to Cooks. You know what? I'm going to wait till the after game to get on Cooks' butt. All right? But here's the thing. We got equalizers for these boys this weekend. If they need Gurley to run 200 yards, I doubt that happens. I really do. And otherwise, here's the thing, fam. If conversely, if they're going to let that happen, who else has a running game? Fam, the Broncos have the number 19 ranked offensive line. Do you know what your 49ers offensive line ranks? 5! You know what that means? The Rams have not seen an offensive line like they're about to see right now. Because they've not played Green Bay yet, who's ahead of us. And I tell you what, something else too. The Rams have been struggling against the run. Now, they did a good job, as I said, because the fact the Broncos' offensive line ranks number 19. They're going to have troubles this weekend, too. The 49ers are going to run on the Rams. And the secondary is suspect. They don't have anybody that can deal with Marquise Goodwin. And you know what Marquise Goodwin, the effect he has on our offense? I'm just drawing a picture. I know you're sitting there thinking yet, oh, no, Ronbo, come down. You told me to come down last week, too. Yes, I told you the Packers wouldn't all that. You got mad at me. Some of y'all said some nasty things to me, too. What happened? Vegas cleaned house. 9.5, 10-point spread. GTFO. Man, give me a break. Wasn't no way that was going to happen, and it didn't. So the 49ers know they're capable right now. They made a couple of mistakes. That's the only reason why the Pack won. I look for those mistakes to be ironed out. We got how many flags this week? We gave up how many turnovers? 2 turnovers is a low for us. What if we can bring them turnovers down to 1? What if we don't get none? I'm just putting all this into perspective. This is why I do not kowtow, bend down to no team in NFL. I don't care who they are. I'm not about to say the 49ers ain't got no chance. I gotta calm down. I don't get mad, do I? I never get mad. Every now and then I do. Fam, it's gonna be a shootout. I can tell you that right now. We may have a little problem stopping the Rams offense. It's one of the best in the league. I ain't gonna lie to you on that front. But I'm gonna tell you this. The 49ers are no chumps on offense. Kyle Shanahan is one of the best in the game at scheming up. I don't care whose defense it is. He'll find a weakness. Marcus Peters gives up a huge play every week. He ain't going to stop doing that this week. Whoever they have on the other side of the field, I still want my boy Dante Pettis. I want Dante on one side. I want Marquise on the other. I want to see Pierre come out of the slot again. This way you don't allow Pierre, if he's not having a good day, you don't allow him to ruin the day. Pierre, I'm not saying, no. I'm not saying Pierre Garçon's a bad receiver. I'm just saying maybe he's more effective in the slot. If Trent Taylor can't go, let Pierre go ahead and hold that down. If not, you go ahead and you put Dante in the slot and you put Pierre on the edge. But I would like to see this because I don't think they have anybody who can stay with Dante. And I know they don't have anybody who can stay with Marquise. And when we get to start running like we go do, because Raheem, Mostert is starting to look so damn good suddenly. He doesn't fumble. He's already got the ability to run between them tackles. That offensive line's gonna be opening up gaps. I'm getting excited to the point I can't calm down. Oh my God, I can see us winning this game. Okay. Anyway, fam, we before I lose my mind, you know how I like to do. Let us go to the camp. I got somebody I want you to meet. You're gonna love this guy. Yeah. Just in case, Lyle and I were talking football, as you may have noticed. Lyle is he's the crazy Canadian he was just talking about. Lyle, we haven't formally said hello yet, but yes, hello, Lyle.
First off, I want to say this, Ronbo. I want to thank you for having a crazy Canadian on your show.
I love crazy Canadians.
We gotta put that out there. I'm a music guy, but I'm also a Canadian, and I live and breathe this team. I'm right above Seattle, and I like to say I'm their grumpy penthouse partner. I like to bang on the floor, man, and say, we're here. Okay? Niners North! That's where we're at.
Well, I like that spirit.
Right above Seattle, Ronbo. We're right above Seattle. We may not be above them in the standings, but I'm standing above them, letting them know we're here.
Nice.
Letting them know we're here, okay? And there's always a posse of red and gold and black going into their nest and shaking it up.
I love it. I love it so much. And you know, you got folks in Seattle that are running around there as well, wearing the red and gold. So the Army is, I bet you, because you know how bandwagon folks are in Seattle, I'll bet you with all those folks migrating to other teams, I'll bet you the Armies are getting a little closer in size now. The red and gold is probably almost matching that nasty blue and green.
It's real simple. It's fun to kick them around, so I'm going to kick them around once. Tonight, and then I'll just leave it alone. The 12 is not a 12. The 12, I like to remind the friends in Seattle, that is your Super Bowl record. 1-2. You got 2 losses, Seattle. You're good at losing Super Bowls. Okay? We're 5-1, and the quest for 6 continues.
That's right.
Okay?
Man, I tell you. Hey,
all right?
Lyle, I want to ask you about last week's just a little bit. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot because it's a really sore spot. But has C.J. Beathard done enough yet? Because coming into this, everybody said, oh my God, we've lost Jimmy G. What are we going to do now? C.J. Beathard's not worthy. And now, I must admit, I was a little concerned about the Beathard child. But now, all of a sudden, I'm noticing, I mean, has he done enough yet to make us believe that he's okay?
Well, I was shaking my head like maybe a lot of people were after Phoenix's loss the other night. Yeah. And then you're going into Green Bay and it's Lambeau and it's all those things. And it's easy to just go, look at that point spread. We're going to get slaughtered. And you know what? You chatted me up last week on the tweets. And I was like, you know what? It's going to be all right. You start looking at it, you start breaking it down. Yeah. And you know what? We scored. Yeah. We went in there and we scored. We had some mistakes, but you know what? How about that shot down the middle again? Oh! Boom, down to Marquise. Okay, did you see when they cut, ESPN cuts away to some dude wearing a beanie in the stand and his face was like this?
Nobody will forget that guy. Let's do it together.
You remember that guy?
Every time they show the highlight, they put him in the highlight too.
We reminded him who we are. We reminded him we got the coaching. We got a lot of great players coming up, and we owned that game for a long time. And you know what? I said this to you the other day, I love the aggressive play calling at the end. But when you look at it after the fact, it's always easy in the NFL to say, should have done this, should have done that. Okay, it's a league of shoulda, coulda, and one more yard, okay? And changes everything. But if that play went, Kyle's a fucking genius.
He'd have been,
okay?
And I wonder, that you mentioned that, I wonder if he would have admitted later what he did in the press conference, because Kyle sort of like threw our boy under the bus. He says, you know, he took the wrong, he was supposed to go the underneath route.
I think somewhere in the back was, somewhere he's, you got a young quarterback processing a lot of stuff.
Yep.
He's played, 8 or 9 games total in his whole career?
I think he's got 10.
He sees the man-on-man down the field. He gets what he wants. He sees the blitz coming. He knows he's got to dump the ball, but he went for the man-on-man. He had it earlier. He went for it, and he got 7, okay, or 6. He took his shot in the NFL. You know what? That's how all the great quarterbacks get great.
That's right.
Now he knows what he's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Look at his numbers 3 games in. This guy's hucking the ball for about 300 yards a night.
Yeah.
This is a good problem when you got a rookie back there. Because it's really still a rookie season for him.
Oh, yeah. God, yes. I mean, we're talking, like you said, we're at 9 or 10 games in his career. So he has the right. And if he'd have made that shot, just like you said, he'd have been everybody's hero. Of course, he didn't make the shot. You know what? Lyle, had he just added a little more juice, that first shot he took downfield to get Marquise, he just stepped back in that pocket, set his back foot, and let that thing fly. It was perfect. He's had to slow down just
but that's
a little.
That's what happens when that crazy old A gap gets filled.
Yeah.
You're getting blitzed. You don't get that extra second to put that little extra jack on it. And, you know, I mean, that's the inches in the NFL, right?
That's it. All right,
so it was close. And you know what the other side of it, real quick, was you could have looked back. When you look back on the numbers real quick, man, we had a run game.
Yes.
See the numbers on that?
I'm telling you, I didn't. Who was Raheem Mostert?
Crazy.
Who was Raheem? I didn't even know Raheem Mostert. He had a couple of games where he had a problem.
I was saying that all night, and I know who the heck he is. I mean, that guy had a game. They were not ready for the run game in Green Bay.
I'm looking forward to next.
And we had a great run game. And I think the only other things I would have loved to see is just a little more Kittle.
Yeah, I know, right?
But a little more Kittle, but maybe the game plan was to switch it up a little bit and be diverse. But if they would have got him a little more lit up in the third and fourth quarter and start diversifying what they're doing on offense, they weren't passing a lot. They were hanging onto the ball a lot in the second half, man. And, you know, we don't talk about it. We talk about the loss. Straight up 6 points over 2 quarters in the last half of a game in Green Bay. Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of teams win with that formula, Ronbo. I love the team, but you know you got to do just a little more if you want to win over there. Yeah,
and you cannot allow Aaron. If Aaron Rodgers comes on with, Lyle, I really believe he could do that within 30 seconds. He is a scary Hall of Fame first ballot dude, man. I mean, he's going to get you. As soon as he walked out of the field, I said, God, you know, your heart sinks.
I feel like every time he plays us too, straight up, because they never drafted him, he just puts a little more jack into everything. And goes, all right, you know, you missed me. I'm going to remind you that you missed me.
As a child.
But you know what? I'll still never forget. We went into Green Bay, though, when everybody doubted us, and it was the frozen tundra a couple of years ago, and our boy Colin Kaepernick went in there and shut everything up. It's frozen. Everybody's like, this is Green Bay's game. The California boys can't do it. Boom! It was shut down. We went in there and silenced them. So we can win in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
The quarterback
should have won this one.
The quarterback is everything, and CJ's still learning. I have my faith in him. Look, we were all shedding tears when number 10 went down a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, if you watched any of last season, remember that game on the Thursday night? And everybody's like, oh, the Rams went out and clobbered us. And they went out there and they found a way to scratch their way back into the game, okay, with a first-year coach. Yeah. And we got to scratch back in, man. We can do it. We're close. You can do a lot still with CJ. Give him his shot. Let him take control of the team. Let him make mistakes.
And learn.
It's a long preseason, but there's so much excitement when you can get it right. Because they're real games.
Absolutely, I fully agree. And you know, with that said, you're pointing towards something that happened last year that ended up being a shootout. Lyle, it's a painful question, but the defense. I'm a little concerned about the defense. If we're going to continue to have these shootouts or not, because getting into this, you know about Gurley, he cannot be allowed to run 200 yards. I mean, what are you looking at there? Because is this defense any worse than any other defense in the NFL? Because I keep seeing every week all these high scores.
I think it is going to be a shootout. I think we're going to get run against. I think that's a tough guy to stop. Nobody's been able to do it yet. Nobody's been able to beat this team yet. But hey, any given Sunday, you never know what the heck's going to happen. But guess what? You know what? I think we're going to continue to be really good on offense. You know, LA went to Seattle and struggled, and Seattle ain't all that good.
Denver too.
And they went to Denver and they struggled. So, when they're on the road, they're not all that hot yet. You know what I'm saying? That's still it's a good team. It's a very good team. They got 6-0. But guess what? They're still struggling. They're still learning. They're going to make mistakes. I don't think they're going to run a perfect season. What better time than now? Let's drop one in San Francisco, you guys. You never know what kind of mistakes. Look at how the San Francisco 49ers answered in Green Bay when they were embarrassed the week before. You can't say they didn't try to answer. They made some of the same mistakes on D, but as an offense, they went out there and owned that mofo. They worked hard, man.
Yeah.
Had they not had 3 turnovers, we know is a killer in the NFL. Those first 2 turnovers in the first half, come on, man.
You can't donate points. You can't do it. And even if CJ makes that, CJ had 2 defining errors, and that one to Kittle was right there. And just above his head by inches. I said, look what Kittle's marking. He's at the 20-yard line with that. There was a first down. He could have ran for about at least 5 or 6 more yards. Those small errors. But CJ seems to adjust on these.
And Kittle's still a young player, too. He's only going to get better. I think he knew there was nobody in front of him. And sometimes you hear those footsteps out there, man, when you only got a half second to think. I can only imagine what that must feel like when you feel like you're going to get tripped and you're still trying to get control of that ball. Holy mother of God. There's a lot of swear words going through your head. And the guy is a young, it's the big spotlight. It's all those things, man. But you know what? The team is only going to get better. The best of the best are going to rise on this team. Kyle knows who those guys are.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of players that you look at and go, we got to get rid of this guy. One guy who was impressed me in the first half was our friend Jimmy Ward. And I can't say that Jimmy Ward is impressed.
Good one.
But Jimmy Ward in the first half had one play, and I can't remember who he was defending against. And the play went, and there was Jimmy standing there, and the guy already had the first down. And Jimmy just stood right there and said, I'm not making the first move, because he knew. Yeah, get past me. And I love that he didn't commit for a second. It's just like, okay, you got the ball. It's yours. He didn't attack him instantly. For just 1 second, he knew the guy wasn't going to get into the end zone. He's just like, you got to get past me. Yeah. And as soon as that player made the move, bam.
That's experience.
Took him down.
That's experience, Lyle. That's experience.
That's good old-fashioned shutdown football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Well,
when they get back to the basics, that's going to be where this team starts to rise.
And you know what? You mentioned Jimmy. Now, I'm afraid to say anything good about Jimmy these days. I'm glad you did, because I thought he played a good game.
It was nice to see that. I was like, that's textbook football, Jimmy. Stay there, man. Stay in that space, buddy. You're going to get better.
We're gonna get flamed. I can see it already. You guys, Jimmy Ward sucks, man. Listen, we saw Jimmy Ward play a decent game. I'm sorry, I saw it too. Lyle brought it up. I blame it Lyle, but I'm agreeing with him. I thought Jimmy played a good game.
Look, I'm not in the Jimmy Ward fan club, but he wears red and gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back the guy up. I'm gonna back him up when he has a good day. And like any of us, we're gonna shake our heads when they have a bad day. You gotta rise with them, and you gotta stand by them. And
I agree.
That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, my man.
I fully agree.
But how about this? Do you know how many penalties the Niners had against them the other night?
Well, against Green Bay? I don't remember Green Bay or us or them. Did they Green Bay have
against the 49ers? How many did the 49ers have?
I know that we only had a couple that I remember. I remember the play early in the 2. Yeah. I remember both of them. That's
penalties.
it. Yeah.
How many times can you say that this season or last season under the new team we had 2 penalties on the road? With a backup quarterback?
We're getting better. I'm telling you, Lyle, we're getting better.
Okay. So do you want to know when we all know when one of the 2 penalties was? Against Richard Sherman, late in the game.
Yeah.
Here's where I don't get why that call came up. There was no precedent. They had not been throwing against Richard Sherman all night. Now there's a little tug which Sherman does in his sleep, probably to his wife. And you know what? That's not an assault in the bedroom. It's not an assault on the field. Okay?
I agree.
So I tell you what, that was a bad call.
Thank you.
Straight up, it was a bad
It was a ref
call.
taking over the game as per usual. It was unnecessary.
And it was third down, and they handed them a first down.
Yeah.
It was the only spot in the game where the Green Bay Packers picked up a first down from a penalty.
Mm-hmm. We had him going. Hey, listen,
Right?
we had him going. There was no need to make that
And of
call
course-
either. No.
No, and you get the clock stopping. So when you do that to Aaron Rodgers, and now he's midfield, that's why that stuff went down. So that's just got to be talked about for a second because, again, the red and gold, they played a really, really strong game. But as they say in the NFL, man, it's about learning how to win. I think I would have liked to seen Kyle use a timeout to settle everybody down somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Because he does have a young defense.
Yeah.
We have a young defense.
Yeah.
He needs to say, look, this is what you're going to do on the outsides. This is what you got to watch for in the middle. Give me a scout in the middle. Because otherwise, like you could have shut him down when he's going to shoot up the middle. But now I watched the tape a couple times on that, and then I had to throw up. When he was when Aaron Rodgers ran up the middle, there was a whole ton of holding going on in front of him, man.
Oh, that was ridiculous all night. Yes, I agree.
And I know it's typical of losing teams to sit here and whine and say we missed penalties.
I don't care what they say about that.
that.
I will continue to whine about those calls. They determine games.
But they determine games. So I think we got a little bit beat. Sometimes the NFL feels like WWF. I'm still watching. I'm still buying. I'm still hooked. But there was a couple things going on at the end there that just, you just can't shake your head enough. You can't invent enough swear words, Ronbo.
Right.
That's what was tough for me, man.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Sunday a little bit. Let's talk a little more about them Rams.
How do you explain them?
I think they're in tough on the road. I really do.
Yeah, the Rams.
And I think the red and gold that love the red and gold, those fans, the fanatics, the faithful that are going to be there. You know what? They're going to unveil that amazing statue honoring Dwight Clark on Sunday, and there's going to be a lot of pride in that room, man. And that team has been a rivalry for a long time. If you're a Niners fan, long
way
time
back.
And I think Jared Goff is the type of guy who's going to take some shots. And somebody's going to step up on that D and catch one of those balls. Yeah. We're going to have an interception on Sunday.
Yeah, are you picking that?
And that's going to change.
Who's going to do that? Because he's not going to throw on Richard. He's not going to throw on Rich. Where are we going to get that INT from? If Jimmy Ward's got a hamstring, I don't even know if he's going to be back.
How do you feel about Colbert? Like, is he going to be there, or is somebody on that D line going to get to these guys? We were rushing pretty good the other night, so is somebody on that D line going to force him? See, if he gets forced and he gets rushed like you do in this league, when you're trying to win, that's where that's going to come from.
Okay, make a prediction then. Who's going to be the guy to get the INT? Since you brought that up, I like that idea. And you know what? I'm going to pick one. I'm going to go ahead with Kloski. I'm going to go with Kloski T because he's overdue to do something spectacular. So Kloski T is my pickoff guy of Jared Goff. What do you got?
You know what? I don't know who it's going to be. I really don't. And I know that sounds like a wash and I can't commit. I just feel like that's what's going to happen, and it's going to change the tone. I think he's going to want to take his shot fairly early in the game, and I think we gotta pick one, man, and show them we're here to play ball.
I want to see him get sacked as well, too. He's got to not be back there comfortable last week. Aaron wasn't very comfortable. Lyle, the defense, I tell you, the rush has improved a little bit. It's another thing I'm afraid to say around certain people, but that defensive rush has gotten a little better each week. This last week against Aaron Rodgers, that wasn't bad. I think they dropped him twice. And by the way, the Packers offensive line, I think they rank above us. I think they're number 3 or number 4. We're number 5. I think they're 1 or 2 places ahead of us. That's a good offensive line to be running through. The Rams are number 1, so it's going to be a little tough. So.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's not going to be a walk in the park, but I like where this is all going. And again, this team is just getting stronger and stronger on its own 2 feet right now. And we do have a lot to look forward to. I love that everybody's getting another great season to buy in. Look, we probably weren't going to make the playoffs this season anyways. Let's be honest for half a minute. We probably weren't.
I hate honesty. I really do.
I know. But
God, okay, I'll take it.
I just wish that we would have it, Jimmy, so he could get a little more experience under his belt this season, because it wasn't really about this season. It's about 2019. This time, 12 months, you're going to call me up and go, Niners! Because we're going to be winning games. People are going to be scared, man. It's about next year. And this team is building on that right now. We're building that run game. Everybody is talking about our run game. We had a great run.
Because that offensive line, they've got that zone scheme down. They're putting it. I mean, that camera angle they've had is just magnificent. You can see the maze which these guys are. Mostert, I saw that. Mostert tucks. He goes, look at that alley. Oh, it closed down within about another few seconds, but Mostert already picked up about 10 yards. Hey, that offensive line is working. Yes.
Dude, do you remember the play after our boy Jimmy gets hurt? He was trying to win the game. He gets the ball down to the 12 or 15 yard line. He gets hurt. He's got to come out. We're all crying in our beards.
Yeah.
Okay. In comes CJ, cold as ice, throws a touchdown.
We should have known right there. Stop hating him.
Now, if you don't believe that this team can win, go back and watch that. That quarterback was cold as ice.
I gotta tell you, Lyle, I seen enough last week to know, and this CJ's he's not gonna be any reason to say that we can't win. This is why I like our chances. Lyle, you know what? As a matter of fact, it's time for you to give a prediction on this game. What do you think is gonna happen this Sunday in Levi Stadium? Here come the Ringham's. What's gonna happen?
Oh, man. You know what? Again, if we can pull the ball away a couple of times, I think we're gonna beat whatever point spread is out there. I haven't looked.
It's double digit,
I'm
sure.
But if we can turn over I'm sure it's like 10 or 12 points without looking. So if we can take the ball away a couple times, I like our chances to beat the spread. But I'm not defeated when I'm saying this. I think the Rams will find a way to win. It's not gonna be a walk in the park for those guys.
Just
man.
like the Packers. No walk in the park for them either.
Yeah. If I'm a coach, if I'm a GM, saying I just reminded these guys all day what they did in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And you can beat this team. You can freak them out. And if they can get there, then it's going to be tight. And then you got a chance.
There you go.
If we win, it'll be by a couple.
Yeah.
It could be just a little bit of, we went in there with Jimmy G in his first game into Chicago last year, and it was a big old dose of Robbie Gold. That's what they got all day. And move down the ball and kick the damn thing all day. Maybe we have a bit of that going on.
There you go.
Maybe we shut them down just enough to give them a real head-scratching day, and they only get into the end zone once or twice.
There you go.
Then you got a shot.
Ooh. And as I say, they embarrassed themselves against the Packers by giving up the game in the last second. It was all about one poor, I'm not going to mention his name, but one poor defensive back just got used like a pick handle. And that's the reason why they were able to go ahead and win that game. Now, he's got to come back. All of them got to come back with a vengeance now. They've embarrassed the entire unit, guys. We got to be the guys that make a difference today. And they come in with that attitude, it's going to be a long day for the now Cooper Cupless Rams.
You're talking about Greg Maven.
I wasn't going to mention his name.
No, but you know what? I don't think I knew the guy's name before last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's talking about him. And that's unfortunate. So they recognize that. Green Bay's a well-coached team. Yeah. But I think when it comes right down to it, our coaching just might win us this game on Sunday. I think Kyle Shanahan's got a lot of experience. Yeah. He's still got a young coach on the other side. Yeah. Is he trying to go 7-0? How bad does he need this game, man? I know it's a division game, but how bad does he need this game? Is he going to surrender broken legs to win this game? I don't know.
You know, he's still a little burnt up about last year. He says, we're never going to start our second stringers against Kyle again. So he's going to come in guns a-blazing. So it's going to be a fight. I can see that coming.
But you know what? I'll say this real quick. This is a team that showed how vulnerable they were when it was all on the line in the playoffs. You know what? I picked Atlanta. I put my money down on Atlanta. I was like, there's no way they're beating Atlanta, and that was a home game for LA. So I know that they're a better team. You know that they're a better team, but it doesn't mean that they can't be beat. That's
in any given Sunday, just like you were getting ready to get to. I tell you.
Yeah, dude.
Lyle, we got. Well, let's wrap it up now. I'm gonna get. I know you like Lyle. You'll be back shortly. Lyle, give me a shout out. Where? On 3, 2, 1.
Niners on Ronbo Sports. Yeah.
Thank you, Lyle. What's wrong with him? Well, he reminds me of me. I didn't even get to, you notice I stopped talking, just let him go. Well, I like me some Lyle. Tell you what, fam. Oh, by the way, I had a message that I should give you from MC Niner. And I should have told you about this a while back. MC told me, he was very confident at the beginning of the season. MC said, Ronbo, as soon as we win 2 games in a row, I'll be with you the rest of the season. Okay, he didn't know we was going to win one and not win any more than that. Okay, you know what though? If it starts this weekend, MC Niner just sent me a text. He wanted me to let you know he still loves you and he'll be back shortly even if we don't win 2 in a row. Fam, I already told you I ain't jumping on no reality ships, no haters, no doubters, no we can't win people's boat. I ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry, that's just me, man. The 49ers ain't losing this game, fam. The Rams are ripe for picking. The 49ers are this close to winning. Fam, since Kyle Shanahan has been in San Francisco, the 49ers have participated in games where they've lost by 3 points or less, or they played in 3 points less or otherwise. They are 3-7 in those games. 3 and those 7 losses, as I mentioned, that is the most games, it's the NFL media research people, that is the most games lost by that narrow of a margin since Kyle Shanahan arrived in the 49ers organization. So the odds are it's time for the 49ers to win, if no other reason. They're going to bring in a game this weekend, having learned, I'm talking about a lot of lessons. They're going to put that all together. Turnovers, that's key. If the 49ers can go 1 or less, 49ers win this game, 31-26. I said it, I ain't taking it back. Go ahead and leave comments. I'll argue with you all night long, all day. Ooh. Meantime, I put my smile back on and say I'll see you wherever I'll see you, somewhere between now and game time. Please, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, because I want to be able to find you each and every time I want to talk 49ers. Wow! Lyle, man, you are the man! I'll see you shortly. Maestro, count me out of here.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the secrets of...
Oh, this